In 1965, an ambitious 17-year-old named Fred Deluca borrowed just $1,000 to start a sandwich shop, and selling more than 300 subs on his first day. Within a few decades, that tiny business ballooned into over 37,000 restaurants across 100 countries. Yet by 2024, after peaking at 27,000 US stores in 2015, the chain has shuttered thousands and sold itself in a $9 billion deal. How did a $1,000 dream become a global empire, and why did it unravel? In today's video, we'll explore the meteoric rise and stunning fall of Subway, uncover the mistakes that sank the brand, and discover what entrepreneurs can learn from its journey. Our story begins in 1965 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Fred Deluca, a 17-year-old aspiring doctor, needed tuition money for college. He turned to family friend Dr. Peter Buck, who lent him $1,000 and suggested opening a submarine sandwich shop. The first shop, named Pete's Super Submarine Sandwiches, opened on August 28, 1965. It was essentially a test kitchen for what would become a revolutionary fast food concept. Customers could watch their sandwich being built and customize every layer. Deluca and Buck formed Doctors Associates, Inc., named not for a medical practice, but for the founder's educational ambitions, to oversee operations. By 1968, the duo shortened the name to Subway and began franchising in 1974, opening a second restaurant in Wallingford, Connecticut. From there, the chain expanded rapidly. The first West Coast Subway appeared in Fresno, California in 1978, followed by international expansion to Bahrain in 1984 and Canada in 1986. The concept's simplicity, fresh bread baked on site, assembly line customization, and relatively low startup costs made it attractive to franchisees. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, Subway's growth accelerated. Franchises popped up in gas stations, strip malls, and, later, in Walmart supercenters. In 2007, Subway surpassed McDonald's for the number of US outlets inside Walmart stores. By 2010, Subway had 33,749 restaurants worldwide, beating McDonald's by over 1,000 units and earning the title of the world's largest fast food chain. The brand's marketing also evolved. In 2000, Subway found its unlikely mascot and college student Jared Fogle, who claimed he lost over 200 pounds by eating Subway sandwiches. Fogle became a national spokesman, appearing in numerous commercials and school talks promoting healthy living. Subway later attributed 1/3 to 1/2 of its growth from 1998 to 2011 to the Fogle campaign. The combination of accessible franchising, healthy eating marketing, and convenience transformed Subway into a cultural touchstone. The mid-2000s to early 2010s marked Subway's golden era. Everywhere you turned, there seemed to be a Subway within walking distance. The chain's $5 footlong promotion, launched in 2008, became one of the most successful marketing campaigns in fast food history. The catchy jingle, burrowed into our collective memory. The Hustle later noted that the promotion was a smash hit with cash-strapped customers during the recession, sending foot traffic soaring and generating $3.8 billion in revenue from $5 sandwiches alone. At its peak, Subway's low entry costs and simple operations attracted thousands of franchisees. Many entrepreneurs saw owning a Subway as a ticket to business ownership with modest investment compared to competitors like McDonald's or KFC. This aggressive expansion allowed Subway to open stores in unconventional locations, inside churches, high schools, and even hospitals. By 2015, the brand reached 27,000 US locations and nearly 37,000 worldwide. The company prided itself on being the largest restaurant operator in the world. But even as the company celebrated its dominance, some cracks were forming. Franchisees began to complain that the $5 footlong deal while driving traffic was unprofitable. According to The Hustle, the promotion that made Subway billions left many independent shop owners financially strained. Nevertheless, the corporate office pushed the deal to keep customers coming through the doors. Meanwhile, competitors like Chipotle, Jimmy John's, and Panera Bread were capturing market share with customizable, better ingredient menus that were perceived as fresher and trendier. So what went wrong? The downfall of Subway was not the result of a single catastrophe, but a perfect storm of issues: market saturation, franchisee unrest, shifting consumer tastes, and damaging scandals. By the mid-2010s, Subway's relentless expansion meant stores were often located too close together. Franchisees found themselves competing against other Subways on the same block. When profits shrank, owners demanded the freedom to raise prices or alter menus, but the company insisted on uniformity. Between 2016 and 2024, Subway lost about 7,600 US stores. Store closures escalated in 2018, 2020, and 2021, with over 1,000 net closures each year. A 2025 report from Times of India points to several reasons: shifting consumer preferences toward varied, plant-based, and environmentally sustainable options, rising operational costs for franchisees, and an aging fleet of stores. Many franchisees faced thin margins and high fees, leading roughly 28% of US locations to close within a decade. The company launched a fresh-forward redesign, but such remodels were costly and often required store closures. Subway also faced public relations crises that eroded consumer trust. The most infamous involved Jared Fogle. After more than a decade as the face of the brand, Fogle was arrested in 2015 for possession of child pornography and illicit sexual conduct with minors. Subway quickly severed ties, but the damage was done. The company later noted that its post-Fogle marketing focused on the brand's origins and fresh ingredients. For many consumers, however, the wholesome image associated with Fogle was shattered. Another controversy centered on portion sizes. In 2013, a teenager's viral photo showed a Subway footlong, measuring only 11 inches. A class action lawsuit alleged the company misled customers. Investigations found that some giant subs were as much as 4 inches shorter than advertised. Subway argued that footlong was a trademark rather than a measurement, but the episode fueled perceptions that the chain cut corners. Food quality questions continued. A 2017 report found that Subway's chicken contained significant amounts of soy protein, though the company disputed the methodology. In 2021, a class action lawsuit claimed the chain's tuna contained no actual tuna. Subway responded by launching a tuna facts page in which it asserted that the lawsuit was meritless and that its tuna is high quality, premium, and 100% real. The case was dismissed on July 27, 2023. There were also health and safety incidents. Hepatitis A outbreaks in 1996 and 1999 sickened dozens of customers in Seattle, prompting lawsuits and settlements. Franchisees complained of strict corporate controls. Some alleged unfair contract clauses, and a congressional committee cited Subway as one of the key examples of franchise abuse. Beyond scandals, the American fast casual landscape changed dramatically. Millennials and Gen Z diners gravitated toward brands promising clean ingredients, transparency, and sustainability. Competitors like Chipotle offered assembly line customization with bolder flavors and ethically sourced meats. Fast-growing salad and bowl concepts catered to health-conscious diners seeking alternatives to bread-heavy sandwiches. Times of India noted that consumers were looking for more variety, convenience, and healthier options, and Subway's bread-centric model struggled to keep pace. When combined with higher ingredient costs and supply chain disruptions, margins were squeezed. Meanwhile, the demise of the $5 footlong left a pricing vacuum. As inflation took hold, footlongs crept toward $10 or more, undermining Subway's value proposition. Without a compelling price point, and with quality perceptions declining, foot traffic dwindled. Franchisees who had once clamored to open stores now struggled to break even. In 2017, more than 800 US locations closed. In 2018, another 500 closures were announced. In 2024, after nearly 6 decades of family ownership, the Deluca and Buck families sold Subway to Roark Capital for $9.6 billion. Roark, a private equity firm with holdings in Arby's, Dunkin', and other quick-service brands, promised to modernize the chain. Longtime CEO John Chidsey stepped down later that year, and Subway began searching for new leadership. At the end of 2024, the company reported 19,502 US stores, the first time in 20 years the count fell below 20,000. The brand still has roughly 37,000 locations worldwide, but its dominance has been eclipsed by Starbucks and McDonald's in revenue and cultural relevance. What remains of the world's biggest sandwich chain? Despite the closures and controversies, Subway is far from extinct. Internationally, the brand continues to grow. Deals announced in recent years could add 10,000 new restaurants overseas. Domestically, the company is pursuing smart growth, relocating underperforming stores, and rolling out modern, fresh-forward 2.0 designs with bold graphics and improved lighting. Whether these changes will reverse the downward trend remains to be seen. Subway's story is a classic hero's journey, a humble start, meteoric ascent, dramatic fall, and uncertain resolution. It teaches us that rapid expansion can create vulnerabilities, that a brand built on value must continually refresh its identity, and that a single scandal can tarnish years of goodwill. Yet there's also nostalgia. Many of us remember our first Italian BMT or the feeling of pointing to vegetables behind the sneeze guard. Subway's legacy lives on in the way we think about customizable fast food and the power of a catchy jingle. Did you ever have a favorite Subway order or a memory tied to the $5 footlong? Share your stories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Relic Rewinds for more journeys into the brands that shaped our past. See you in the next video.